What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Regular Fan Show, hosted by fans for fans. It is your boys. It is Vinny Fredericks. It is Bruce Juno over here, and we got plenty to get to today. Hope you're all having a great Thursday as the week moves along. It's almost the weekend. Lots to get into. No football this weekend, unfortunately. Super
Yeah,
Bowl is set, but either way, we're here. We're still having fun. We're still kicking. Bruce, hey, what's going on, buddy?
we're doing, guy. We're doing good. We're doing well. It's a fantastic day, as always. And yeah, I mean, you said it. You said it. We've been talking a lot of football lately, but there's no
Take a break.
football. There's no.
Take a break from the football.
Yeah, I just get to sit here, stressing for the next X amount of days before
Yeah, I
February
always
8th.
find that funny how they like. I get the week in between the conference championships and then a week off and then the Super Bowl. But as a fan of one of those teams in the Super Bowl, yeah, it's got to be a pretty stressful 2 weeks to go without watching your team play.
Yeah, it's not ideal. It's not an ideal situation. I can confirm.
You're over here like shaking in the corner, like itching yourself, waiting for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, almost,
I try not. I try to
almost
keep my
here.
mind off it. Try to keep my mind off
Well,
things.
well, that's what we got. Hoops, we got the MLB off season, we got UFC, we got all that great stuff.
hmm
Plenty to keep your mind off of the Super Bowl and everything. You got time to kill.
Yeah, but there are also things that make you not keep your mind off it, especially when they revolve around multiple Super Bowls and the New England Patriots.
What are you referencing? I'm not sure what you mean.
There's a little thing done there happened, where a certain potential goat of his position in life uh, was not chosen as being the said goat of his position, and now there is uproar.
Right, right. I mean, I thought Alex Rodriguez should have made the Hall of Fame too.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. No, Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
he shouldn't have cheated.
Dude, oh, how I wish we were in person right now.
I'm just trying to get you going today. I'm,
Oh,
I'm
how
trying
I
to get
wish
you
you.
ramped up.
I was gonna defer to you to let you start before I went on my tangent, but
No. I want to hear your tangent first. I want to hear what you have to say on this. I mean, this is your coach. This is your guy.
it's the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard in my life. Like, are we being real? Like right now?
You don't think he should serve a year as punishment for all the cheating scandals throughout his career?
Bro, stuff that every team's had scandals. There's always scandals going around. Okay?
I'm not the one that makes the rules. I'm just
Yeah,
telling you
these
what is
retired
going on.
NFL reporters who somehow get to call themselves committee members get to be the final deciding factor. But, buddy, he could have. I don't. No, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It makes zero sense. Like, literally looking at it, seeing when it happened, when that first tweet came out from Adam Schefter, I feel like the whole world saw it, and everybody was like, huh? Like, this has to be a joke. Because there's no way this is true.
Yeah, I didn't think it was real at first.
But then
I
I
had to read the
realized
tweet
who
like
tweeted it.
3 times actually before I finally understood what it meant. I read it 3 times, and then I went, so he didn't make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he didn't
Huh.
get it. He didn't get 80% of the votes. He didn't get 40 out of 50 votes. How? Like, it makes no sense. 6 Super Bowls as head coach of the New England Patriots. 2 Super Bowls as defensive coordinator for the New York Giants. I almost said the New York Jets. I don't know why. It's like it's not the Jets, but
Definitely not the Jets.
he has the most Super Bowls as a head coach all time. He has the most conference championship wins as a head coach all time. He has the most playoff wins as a head coach all time. He has the second most wins by a head coach all time. And he has the third most regular season wins by a head coach all time. Obviously, the wins is behind Don Shula. But, like, you
I
have
don't know, man.
you have irrelevance like me saying that this is the big load of horse crap I've ever seen in my life. But then you have non-irrelevance such as Patrick Mahomes, J.J. Watt, even Adam Schefter is making jokes about it.
He's reporting the news and he doesn't believe it himself.
Yeah, even he is doing it. There was a bunch of others. I'd have to go to the full list. There's so many dudes tweeted. Philip Dorsett, I know he tweeted. Julian Edelman tweeted. Like, it is literally.
The thing I find funny is Adam Schefter just retweeting so many tweets about people complaining that Belichick didn't get in.
Yeah, like it does not make sense.
Retweeting from Damian Woody, from Mike Freeman, just retweeting all these guys, just going, what?
Yeah.
How did this even happen?
Patrick Mahomes says, insane. Don't even understand how this could be possible. J.J. Watt, I can't be reading this right. Like, you've got nobodies like me that are ticked off. I'm going to try and go through this whole thing without using profanity. You've got irrelevance like me who are ticked off and thinks this makes zero sense. And then you have relevance. You have all-stars. You have some of the greatest players of all time that are like, what is happening right now?
Yeah, for him to not be first ballot, I like to make my jokes. I like to get you riled up. But the question comes down to, is the man a Hall of Famer or is he not? He's a Hall of Famer.
Well,
and whoever the 10, 12, however many, the people that did not vote Bill Belichick into the Hall of Fame need to have their votes rescinded. Take away their right to be on this Hall of Fame committee. Take away their voice, their power. They clearly do not know what they're doing, or they're doing things for personal, spiteful reasons.
Vendettas.
And they're electing not to vote Bill Belichick into the Hall of Fame. They do not deserve to have a vote if you are saying no to Bill Belichick making the Hall of Fame.
And you can't say, like, he should be, like, being a Patriots fan aside, he should be unanimous. Like he is, it's like Tom Brady. Like, should be unanimous. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the way it is. Like when Patrick Mahomes retired. When Patrick Mahomes retires, he should be unanimous. Like, there's people and players around the sport that should be unanimous no matter what.
It just comes down to, are they a Hall of Famer or not? That's all it should come down to. And I can't imagine what the argument these people are making that they didn't vote Bill Belichick in, that they don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, because obviously, since it all was released, like you were trying to do, Spygate has been thrown around, and
if he didn't cheat, he would be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
You don't know that.
Well, I mean, you win 6 Super Bowls clean.
Okay.
You usually get voted.
And then, shut up. And then, you made me lose my train of thought.
It's just a bad look for the NFL.
It just shows that the Pro Football Hall of Fame, which is in the past few years or so, like even since like it kind of became a thing, like there has been people / players that have not got in, whatever, that people are like, what are we doing here? But like, this is the biggest, like, okay, this is just a load of donkey. Like, there's like, this makes no sense. Like, nobody's gonna care about this anymore. Like, obviously, yeah, people get in the Hall of Fame, they're gonna be like, oh, I'm a Hall of Famer. But this loses 96% of credibility that the Hall of Fame has.
The NFL in general is losing all credibility. First, Shedeur Sanders is a Pro Bowl quarterback,
They're turning into the
which I get.
NBA.
Which, like, I get. There's no other option at quarterback besides Shedeur Sanders. Everyone else is beat up or didn't want to do it. It's still a bad look that, what used to be the NFL's equivalent of, an all-star team or something where you have the best of the best playing against each other on the same team. Now it's a flag football scrimmage with Shedeur Sanders out there. And then a day later to not induct Bill Belichick to the Hall of Fame. It's a sorry couple of days for the NFL where you can't help but sit here and wonder what are they doing? Like, really, what is going through these people's heads that they think this is helping the NFL in any way?
Yeah, and like, so obviously the Patriots were if not are, if not could be considered the greatest NFL dynasty of all time. And I say all those things because I believe that it is, but there are people out there that love to not. They are. It's the greatest NFL dynasty of all time. It's the New England Patriots. And
What's your opinion? But please continue. Continue. I'm listening. I want to hear your opinion.
I'm trying. I'm keeping my cool at the moment.
I'm saying you would think that the greatest dynasty of all time would have a Hall of Fame coach, but
that's where I'm going with this. Greatest NFL dynasty of all time. Yes, but then with how obviously the Patriots are they are the best dynasty of all time. And then you have so many people, which majority of people dislike / hate the New England Patriots because they ran things for a long time under Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. So then, obviously, Brady leaves. Not a great couple of seasons for Belichick. So now, after that happened, people were saying, oh, it wasn't Belichick. It was just Brady. You just had the greatest quarterback of all time. It does not matter. You need a head coach. You need a head coach. And it was the same head coach.
Tell that to North Carolina.
He was defensive coordinator when he was at the Giants. He wasn't no offensive coordinator. Why do you think the defense was so good too? You need a head coach. You can't just say, okay, he's the GOAT, but he's not the GOAT. They were a team. They were a unit.
I'm just saying. I mean, hey. Look in North Carolina.
Okay, he's at a college program. He's getting old. He's losing his touch, dude. That has nothing to do with the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Say maybe Belichick isn't as cracked up as
Nah, dude. Nah.
All joking aside, yeah, it's quite a travesty. It makes, if you're one of the guys that is inducted to the Hall of Fame this year, which I forget what the names are. I know it was just announced not long ago, but if you're one of the guys getting inducted, then what are you thinking? Say Drew Brees gets inducted this year. He's going to go up there and say, yep, that I completely agree. Bill Belichick should also not be up here. No, like, these guys are going to probably go up there and be like, Coach Belichick should be up here too. And it's going to make the Hall of Fame look even stupider when you have the players that you're inducting saying, yeah, you guys got it wrong.
Yeah.
The fact that Belichick isn't up here with us is an absolute joke.
Yeah. And people are telling him, like, at this point, like, if they try to get you next year, decline. Like, just decline it.
Wow. Could you imagine if Bill Belichick never makes the Hall of Fame?
There's no way they don't next year after what has
Yeah, but
happened
I'm
this
saying
year.
he refuses to. If he doesn't show up.
Honestly, go for it, dude. Make a
That's how
statement.
that is the exact level of petty that I would expect out of Bill Belichick
Dude,
to
you
just
are
never
something
show up.
else.
What? I'm just tell me that's not something you would expect Belichick to do.
I think it's making a mark. It's making a statement.
And either way, I could see Bill Belichick doing that.
Yeah, but you're throwing around pettiness and
Yeah, that is. I could see Bill Belichick, going the petty route and being like, yeah, you
it's
know
not
what?
petty though. It's making a statement.
You know what? Hey, statements come in lots of different ways. It can be petty, can be not petty. Either way, I wouldn't be able to stop myself from laughing if honestly, it might be better if Bill Belichick does accept it, goes to the Hall of Fame next year, and has some whack ass speech talking about all the ways that the I don't know the Hall of Fame screwed him or something, and then kind of just like laying a pipe bomb and mic drop and walk away.
No, I don't think he would do that, but I do hope that this year, with whoever gets inducted, that they give their speeches and they all say something about Belichick. That would be awesome.
Well, sorry, I realized my door was cracked open. Um, I do expect something like that. I don't think whoever ends up making this Hall of Fame class, I don't think they're gonna go up there and not at least have some sort of nod or something to Belichick.
Yeah, because it's
Especially when you consider too, most of these guys, obviously we don't know necessarily who the finalists are going to be, but say Eli Man. Not that I think Eli Manning should be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but say Eli Manning is getting inducted this year. You think he's not going to mention Belichick? If Drew Brees gets inducted, he's not going to mention the many battles that maybe regular season and whatnot against Tom Brady and Belichick. You look at some of these guys, Larry Fitzgerald, Reggie Wayne. If these guys do end up getting inducted this year, these are guys who have played against Belichick, have hold high respect for him. I'm intrigued to see what kind of plan they come up with. Maybe they all show up wearing, instead of suits, they all show up wearing like cutoff hoodies, just like Belichick used to rock back in the day.
that'd be sick, dude. But even like Adam Vinatieri played for Belichick.
Yeah, dude, Vinatieri, like what? You're gonna expect Adam Vinatieri to go up there, give his whole acceptance speech, thank Tom Brady for, setting him up for so many game-winning plays, mention how he saved Tom Brady's legacy with all of his clutch field goals, and what, just be like, and that's it? You think he's not going to mention Belichick and how much he helped throughout his career? And then, I'm sure he'll be like, I want to thank my coach who should be standing up here with me. And again, it's just going to make them look more stupid than they
Yeah,
already are.
yeah, they didn't play their cards right if with with putting Vinatieri on the list. Um,
Well, who knows? That maybe Adam Vinatieri won't make it either, so they won't even have to worry about
he
it
probably won't because of this. Like even if like he obviously is going to be a Hall of Famer. He's the greatest kicker of all time.
until Brandon Aubrey retires. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so you can make comments about your Cowboys and make them look all lovey-dovey, but I can't talk about a situation happening right now that's a load of horse crap without getting any little bit
I'm
of
just
any
speaking,
little
I'm
bit
speaking
of little comment from you.
I'm speaking facts. I mean, Brandon Aubrey is going to be the greatest kicker of all time when it's all said and done.
I
He just
agree.
needs to leave Dallas and go somewhere where he can win a Super Bowl.
I agree. He's a phenomenal kicker. But as of right now, in history, it's Adam Vinatieri.
Well, Adam Vinatieri is going to go up and give his acceptance speech and thank Brandon Aubrey
Yeah. Okay.
for
Now we're just off the rails.
carrying the
Now we're
carrying the
just off the
class
rails.
of what is the greatest kicker of all time. He's passing the torch. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. Well, Like when you think greatest head coach of all time, who would you put as the top two?
Tom Landry.
I would say Bill Belichick and Don Shula.
I'd say Tom Landry, John Madden. All, all jokes aside, it's hard not to put Belichick up there as the greatest coach of all time. There's nobody that has a resume that even comes close to his.
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense. Like it's honestly, it's so hard to try to like just talk about it because you got assholes like you over here making comments, and
Whoa, whoa,
then
whoa. I'm playing devil's advocate. I am giving you both sides of the story.
yeah, and I'm giving you partially opinionated, partially not opinionated. That this is a load of horse crap, and that there's no way in hell that Bill Belichick should not be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Well, I'm sorry you have to go through this.
It just doesn't make sense. Like it's one of those things where it's like, what do you say? Because this makes
It
no
well,
sense.
I think it all comes back to the NFL scriptwriters. Come on, tell me that it wouldn't be cinematic to watch the Patriots win the Super Bowl and then be like, Bill Belichick is a Hall of Famer. I'm just saying. Tell me the scriptwriters wouldn't be onto something there. All the players come out dressed as Belichick or something. Belichick is on the sidelines with the team, something crazy.
So what?
The
If
scriptwriters
Patriots
know.
have another dynasty, and then like 20 years from now, Drake May retires, and then Mike Vrabel retires. What? Mike Vrabel's not going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Let's slow our roll here. All right. Slow our roll. It's year one. It's year one.
But yeah, you understand what I'm
Calm
like.
down.
It doesn't make sense. It's making the Pro Football Hall of Fame lose any credibility they may have had.
Well, unfortunately, we don't get the votes, so we don't get to make that call. But honestly, I think the Hall of Fame should have some sort of weight to it as far as fan support. I'm not saying fans should be able to vote dudes into the Hall of Fame, but like it should matter a little bit. If 99% of fans voted for Bill Belichick, you would think that the Hall of Fame would have to put him in. I just
Yeah.
feel like there should be. It shouldn't just come down to these 40 or 50 people on this committee who don't make their votes public. By the way, that's one thing that I always like and dislike about
They also don't
watching the
comment
MLB.
on their decision.
Oh, well, yeah, the guys who vote in the MLB Hall of Fame, some of them decide to publicize their votes, let everybody see their ballot. Some of them get flamed for it. But I feel like, uh, personally, I feel like everybody should have to. If you're allowed to vote on who makes and doesn't make the Hall of Fame, your vote should be public for anybody to see.
Yes, I agree.
Because I want to know. I want to hear from the 10 or 12 people, however many, that did not choose to vote Bill Belichick in. I want to hear their reasoning why. Or are they just going to hide behind the anonymity and pretend like, they didn't do anything wrong? Like, I'm like,
I
you
agree.
you
It should
messed
have
up.
to be. It should have to be released. Like
Because it makes things like this possible. It makes people able to keep people out of the Hall of Fame for whatever petty reason they might think of. If they really are that heartbroken about Spygate, which was 15 years ago, then they shouldn't be voting on an NFL Hall of Fame committee in 2026.
or if they're a New York Jets fan, I'm sorry. But
Or make it one fan from every single team. I mean, whatever the case may be. There's no way that 10 people in agreement went 8 Super Bowls. Just doesn't do it for me. Doesn't push the needle. Could be better.
more conference championships than anyone.
Like I need to hear from the people that voted against Belichick making the Hall of Fame. I need to hear from them.
It's just, yeah, I just don't get it. Like it's just
As much as I like to get you riled up, yeah, it is insanity
like
that Bill Belichick
yeah.
is in the
I
Hall of
don't
Fame.
even know how like it's just surreal. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like how is this possible? Like how do you consider this possible? Like would in a million years would you sit down or stand up or whatever, check your phone and think that you would see Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
You think it's because they don't want his girlfriend there? What? I'm serious.
I don't know. I don't think
Maybe
that's what
they
it
just
is.
saw it as a potential
I think it's petty
media.
bullshit that needs to be figured out and needs to be investigated because it makes zero sense.
Yeah, like I said, the people that opted to not vote him in, I don't think should have votes going forward. You shouldn't just get on this committee and stay on it forever. You got to actually make the right decision. If you voted for five guys and
Burgers and fries.
80% of the rest of the committee voted for those guys as well, all right, you know what you're doing. You're voting for people that should be in. If you vote for this guy and you're the only person on the entire committee to say, you know what, I think that Terrence Steele should be in I don't even know, just some random play. I think that this player should be in the Hall of Fame. And you're the only person that's voting for that player, you're done. You're done.
It's
If the people getting voted in have to reach a certain percentage to make it in, the people voting, I think, have to hit a certain percentage of like common votes with other people on the committee to stay on said committee.
yeah. I feel like there's got to be like a 30 for 30 or like a 60 minutes, like in like 10 years or
Netflix
something.
documentary.
Yeah, or a Netflix documentary on like after one of the committee members is like done being a committee member, like he's willing to speak about it.
Yeah, once the NDA is,
Yeah,
expired or whatever.
yeah, like because it just doesn't it makes no sense at all. Like I've said that probably more than I've said anything else in this whole podcast, but it's true. Like it's a truth of the matter. Um, it make it makes zero sense.
Yeah, well, it is crazy stuff.
I
You know
just
what else
wanted
is
I wanted to preface
crazy?
that because we had somebody. This is gonna get me off of this topic because I'm what's the word? I'm riled up and I'm kind of sad that because this
Gotta reel
makes
it in.
no sense. But we had somebody comment that we were being very what is it? Uh, very basic about how I said that the Rams needed to run the ball, and then you said the Patriots need to run the ball against the Seahawks and in order to win. And they said it's like saying we need to score points. So I replied,
Oh
"That's
God, what
fair."
did you say?
I replied, "No, this is just." I replied, "That's fair, but it's also a true statement in this scenario. When it comes to the Rams and how disciplined the Seahawks are defensively, being able to establish the run early will make them move one of their safeties down, allowing you to set up a shot to guys like Nakua or Adams. It's what needs to be done against Seattle if a back can be more patient." Don't
I
worry.
still stand by the statement. I mean, look, you can make the same case that well, for Seattle to win, they need to stop the Patriots' run game and force Drake May to make plays with the ball in his hands. Like you can call it obvious all you want, but that's just how football works. That's just we could sit here and glaze the ever loving hell out of Drake May and Sam Darnold and be like, these quarterbacks are going to throw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, but that's not what we expect. We don't expect for either of those quarterbacks to take over this game. We're just saying that this game is going to be won in the trenches and on the ground,
Yeah, I
which
mean,
is
I
not
don't
always
like. I wouldn't even necessarily say that about the Seahawks. Like, I think what the Seahawks need to do with how the Patriots play defense, because the Patriots have a phenomenal defense and they've been proving it in the playoffs, is Sam Darnold has to get the ball out of his hands quick to his playmakers, like to JSN, to like Rashid Shaheed, to Cooper Kupp, like to AJ Barner. Like he needs to get the ball out of his hands quickly.
well, and they're
Like
going to have to do a lot of underneath stuff.
yeah, like I think yeah, obviously you want to get Kenneth Walker going, but like their scheme, like they would run the ball a lot. Yeah, Walker's a great running back, but they had that dual balance of Zach Charbonnet, and now Charbonnet's out with ACL for the year. Um, there's only one game left, but now Charbonnet's not there, and yeah, Kenneth Walker looked good last week, but I think the key for Seattle isn't to get the run game going. Like I don't think they necessarily have to worry about that. I think they need to worry about getting the ball to guys early and often if they want to win the game. I'm playing. I'm trying to say this all without giving any bias, but
Mm,
I genuinely think that's what Seattle needs to do.
yeah. Well,
So
either way,
I just wanted to give that statement to what's his name? Darn it, where is he? I forgot his name.
uh,
Um, I just thought I would say that to our good old friend and pal, Struggle Snuggle 245.
you didn't know he's actually one of the leading, most world renowned football analysts.
See, I thought he was on the committee, the Pro Football Hall of Fame
He
committee.
was one of the ones that voted against Belichick getting
Yeah,
in. That's why he just wanted to get you going.
yeah. I think the Seahawks need to have Darnold stay composed and get the ball into his hands of his playmakers early.
Yeah. I think as long as Sam Darnold limits the turnovers, Seattle will be fine. He's been doing that throughout the postseason, but I guess, last week he was tested. San Francisco wasn't really a test, but
But now
can
Seattle
he
better be
limit
scared, dude, because
it?
now the Patriots are playing for more than just wanting to win a Super Bowl. Now they're playing for their guy.
Yeah. I mean, do those guys on the team really care? Vrabel might care. He was in the Belichick tree, if I
We are
remember right.
all
But
Patriots.
well, those guys didn't play with Belichick, so I don't know if they necessarily. Depends on how much like Mike Vrabel is, being it into their mental like we got to go out there and prove that this is the Patriots way.
Yeah. Um, but I guess we can move on because I mean, there's obviously more you can say about the Belichick situation, and like I could sit here and just keep saying it doesn't make sense, but I think we should just move on because yeah, I don't want to talk in circles, but it's stupid. I'll finish with that. It's stupid.
It's a good closing remark.
Yeah. But I guess staying in the football world, but collegiately, after the Miami run to the national championship. Also, okay, well I'll finish. After the run to the national championship, the Miami Hurricanes have gone out and they've got Darian Mensah from Duke, following the settlement between Duke and Mensa. But also, it was I don't know if this. I can't remember if this was you that said this, but did you see that? Um. Uh. Why am I blanking? Why am I blanking? Shoot. Why is his name not popping in my head? Why does his name just leave my head?
I need
Carson
more
Beck.
quarterback.
Jeez. Carson Beck. I don't know. I was like, what happened? My brain just literally shut off. I was like, no. But did you see that Carson Beck posted something where he was like, "I'll be back."
No, he did not.
Yeah. I
Where
don't
is he
know.
going
I don't
back
know.
to?
Somebody told me this. Someone told me this. I probably should have fact checked this, but um,
College sports are just so stupid nowadays with how long some guys are able to stay. And Chad Baker Mazzara, who is on, um, oh, where does he play? Is it USC? Yeah, he was on Auburn.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
breaking
Guard
Miami
for USC.
quarterback.
Just turned 26 years old. The man is older than Zion Williamson, who hasn't played college basketball since 2019. And someone older than Zion is still playing college ball at USC. Just how that's allowed and possible, I don't get it. I understand red shirt seasons. I understand medical red shirts. I get all that. 26 years old, dude needs to just hop on LinkedIn. Like basketball is not working out. I get it. You're playing for one of the top programs, big Power Four school. You're gonna try to go to March Madness. You're 26 years old, dude. I don't think you're getting health care from being a college basketball player. Granted, he's probably making plenty of NIL money to pay for his own health care, but still, it's time to hang him up, dude. You're 26 years old playing against incoming freshmen who are 18, 19 years old. That's where I start to get like, what do you mean you're still allowing this person to play college ball? They're 26. 26 years old. And it comes back to football because Carson Beck has played how many seasons? What, six in college football? At what point do you just say, dude, you're done? You've had enough time. You had plenty of chances where you, going into the season, were projected to be a top first round pick, and then you had bad seasons. So it's on you that you haven't gotten drafted in the first round or anything yet, that you've had to keep on going back to college. But Carson Beck has played 5 seasons. And I guess some of those were early on in his career, only played a couple games.
Yeah, I don't
But still,
know.
you've been in college for 5 years now. Hasn't gone to class in 2 years, and he's still able to play college football. If he comes back for one more year of college football, whether it's at Miami or wherever, if he plays one more year of college football, then some serious changes need to be made.
Yeah, none. I can't find it anywhere. I do see something that says breaking Miami quarterback Carson Beck says, "I will be back following his loss to the college football national championship." Beck has 0 years left of college eligibility.
Well, I'm sure he's going to find a way to sue somebody or get some judge in Miami to grant him a temporary restraining order so that allows him to play just like Alabama's doing with basketball. I mean, it's no longer college sports. Just call it a minor league at this point. Call it semi-pro. It's
I mean,
no
I don't know how
longer
true it is. I can't really
amateur
find
ball.
much on it, but
But besides that, it doesn't mean that there's not other players going that same route. There's other players that are taking spots from high schoolers and overseas kids that want to come and play college basketball, and these spots are getting taken by guys who have had pro experience, whether it's overseas or in the G League. Guys who are 25, 26 years old and just starting out. It takes away all the opportunity from young freshmen, young high school players, because who was it? Rick Pitino, I think, was the one who said it best. Why on earth would he go and recruit some 18-year-old, coming into a freshman when he could recruit a 25-year-old who's in the transfer portal, who has played for however many years, is bigger, more developed? Why would you not recruit that 3-star 25-year-old over the 5-star 17-year-old? It just makes sense. But that's not how college sports should be.
I agree. I mean, we had this discussion before, but like when we were in school, which was not long ago at all. Our freshman year, everyone had 4 years. Like it was like 4 years. And then obviously our freshman year, COVID hit. So then it was like, okay, the people in college now, like in college when COVID hit, get the fifth COVID year. Because obviously they lost a year due to COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got guys playing until they're 26, like you said.
Yeah.
And it's insane. Like when Carson Beck, I think it was Carson Beck. When Carson Beck made his college football, or when he was a freshman, um, Malachi Tony was 11.
See, that's what I mean. These guys literally just played on the same team as each other in a national championship. When one guy was already playing college ball when the other was 11 years old.
Yep.
That's like a 6 or 7. I don't know how old Malachi Tony is, but that's like 6, 7
He's
years
7.
between.
He just turned 18, I think it is.
So you're talking 7 years since Carson Beck made his college debut.
I think he played 6 years, I think.
6 either.
Because
well, I mean,
Malachi Tony was 17 during the season.
Yeah. So either way, I mean, you look at Carson Beck. He's appeared in games each of the last 5 seasons.
Yeah.
I get his first 2 years at Georgia, he might not have played that many games, but I mean, you can't redshirt multiple times. At least you shouldn't be able to. All right, he didn't play that much freshman. He redshirted. All right, now what's the excuse for sophomore year? Why does he suddenly get an extra year on top of that? If Carson Beck doesn't return to college, then fine. He played 5 seasons. That I can wrap my head around. But it's the guys that are playing year 7, 8 or something in college sports that I just can't get behind it. And I can't get behind coaches bringing in players who have literally gotten pro experience, literally declared for a draft, specifically basketball, guys who declared for the NBA draft.
You love this topic.
Because it makes no sense. And I got people saying that I'm a hater because I'm harping on kids trying to follow their dreams. I'm all for that. But doesn't mean we have to ruin college sports in the meantime.
Yeah.
There's other ways to follow your dreams.
Yeah. But I mean, on the topic of Darian Mensah.
Yeah, that's how we
Yeah. I feel like I mentioned his name like 15 minutes ago, and then we both went off on like tangents about Carson Beck and college basketball and whatever. But
when a player's getting sued by the damn school that he's trying to leave, that doesn't tell you that there's a problem with the system here.
Yeah.
We have to get lawyers involved.
Well, Mensah brings along his top boy, his top target, in Cooper Barkett. The post, there was a post where both Mensah and Barkett were eating at a steakhouse together in Miami with like a bunch of former players and like current Miami players. It was kind of a sick picture.
Oh man.
But yeah, Mensah and Barkett both come over from Duke to Miami, switch ACC schools. After Duke the past couple seasons Duke hasn't like looked terrible. Duke has been a decently solid team. Like last year, Duke had this year too. They won the ACC. They won the ACC.
Yeah, and then didn't make the college playoffs
because they also had 5 losses. But
they did. Yeah, they're better than years past. But
yeah. He had just under 4,000 passing yards and 34 passing touchdowns this season, while leading the Blue Devils to their first outright ACC title since 1962. Jeez. Mensa's multi-year NIL deal with Duke, which expires. When was this article written? Does it expire next year? I don't know. It expires. Where is it? In December of 31st. It says expires, so I don't know. Was believed to be worth up to $4 million for the upcoming year. He had
Which can't
previously
believe
said,
they're
I do remember when he said that he had intended to go back to Duke um,
yeah. Which
after
is the other
he
kind of crazy part.
yeah he
Especially it was on the last day that the January transfer window closes. On the very last day, you're going to tell this team that they need to find a brand new quarterback. If I was Duke, I would have sued his ass too. Because
facts.
what do you mean? You told us you were coming back, waited a month, and then on the 16th, the final day of the January transfer window, you're gonna tell the team that you intend to transfer. That's just that's I don't
Duke's
even know what
starting
to call that.
quarterback for the upcoming season.
That's just not how you go about business. I mean, if you're thinking about transferring, I feel like you got to let them know before you say, "Hey, yeah, I'm planning on sticking around. I'm planning on coming back next year." Or just don't say that. Don't say, "Hey, yeah, I'll be back." Don't go looking for another quarterback when deep down you're planning on leaving.
There's an article that says 3 Duke quarterbacks expected to compete for Mensa's starting job. So they've got a 3-man quarterback competition. So that's good for the sense of, they're not. They thought ahead.
Well, I guess you kind of have to in college sports now.
They have
That's how you get burned.
redshirt freshman Dan Mahan, also turned to the transfer portal and secured commitments from quarterbacks Walker Eget and Ari Patu.
Hmm.
Well, I wanna
Um,
I wanna end the college
yes.
football talk on let Trinidad Chambliss play.
See, that's again. There's no reason to be going back to college,
Yeah,
but again, it's just this is where I get wrapped up in the inconsistency. What do you mean, Trinidad Chambliss? You're not allowing to go back, but somehow I guess football, basketball, two different sports, but like how do you know be so strict on something like that, but then you let people get away with other things that we mentioned earlier. It's just I don't know. Real quick before we wrap up, just because as I'm looking at my phone,
we still
Shams
got like 10
Charania
minutes.
just tweeted. Well, just as I'm looking here,
Is ready for a new
um,
team.
yeah,
Is
Giannis
that what you're looking at?
Antetokounmpo reportedly ready for a new team. I don't think that means anything to me because he said this a month ago, and then Giannis came out and said he wasn't requesting a trade. The trade deadline is February 5th, so I guess there's still another week that we can see this play out. But I don't expect Giannis to get traded this year. I just don't think it happens. I think it would make sense for Milwaukee to do it. They're not winning anything, and
Dude,
they're kind of shot. Like
it's
with how much
hilarious because
with how much cap hell they're in for having to pay Damian Lillard still.
oh yeah, facts.
I mean, they're not signing any free agents anytime soon. They don't have the pieces to make a trade for a player that can help Giannis. You're kind of just I don't know. Do you try to get what you can out of Giannis while he's there, or do you try to ride it out and see if maybe luck rolls your way? I don't know. I don't think the Bucks are going to trade Giannis, but I don't think it's a bad idea if they did. If they get a good haul back, depends on what the package they're getting in return for him is.
Yeah. Um, Shams tweeted it out, and then 5 seconds later, Adam Schefter retweeted it with a basketball emoji.
I love when Schefter and Shams kind of see that one person will have a crazy bomb drop, and then immediately just like go over and retweet or something.
Yeah.
And them boys stick together.
Yeah, dude. They're all ESPN insiders.
Yeah, which
Um.
has to be a crazy job.
Yeah.
I mean, like imagine being
You don't
glued
sleep,
to
dude.
your
Like, when do
phone
they
24
sleep?
7. Yeah, they don't. They're literally working 24/7 if something breaks. And then something breaks, they got to go do TV interviews.
Yeah. It would be a sick job, though.
Well,
Like,
it's one of those jobs where I feel like you think it's sick until you
well,
have
they
to do
seem
it
to
and then you
love
realize.
it, dude. I feel like I
Yeah.
love
But like I feel
reporting
like
on
you look at
breaking
a guy
news, dude.
like you
Breaking
look at a
sports
guy like
news.
Woj who just left and started now he's, working with St. Bonaventure basketball. I feel like after a while you just get to a point where you can't keep doing the sleepless nights and everything anymore. You can't constantly be checking your phone in the middle of dinner or whatever the case may be. Like think about it, these guys can't just go out and enjoy a movie because they can't turn their phone off for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Otherwise they might miss something.
Another breaking news. Um, the Montreal Canadiens fire goaltending coach Eric Raymond and name Marco Marciano as interim replacement.
Wow. You're a Canadian struggling?
Goalie wise, yeah. I mean, they haven't looked. I mean, there's been like each goalie's had their moments, but we're playing in a 3-man rotation right now in net, and I'm not for it, to be honest with you. But like,
Hey man, they can't all be
yeah,
as good as the Islanders.
yeah,
No. Actually, I couldn't believe when I realized that the Islanders are actually um not doing terrible.
not last.
Yeah. They actually have beaten the Rangers the first two times they played this season.
They beat the Rangers, so they're not bad.
Yeah.
The Rangers are bad.
No, no, no. It's just
The Rangers are bottom of the Metro.
yeah, but it's not the Islanders is what I'm getting at. That's a W in my
The
book.
Islanders have looked pretty decent as of late.
See? You just got to stop sleeping.
Um, yeah, let's see. What's the? Yeah, the Islanders are chilling right like a villain right now, dude.
Yeah, dude. 28, 19 and 5, you'll take that.
They're in a playoff spot. Yeah, it's
Exactly.
crazy. Jeez, the Rangers are bottom of the Eastern Conference as a whole. I didn't realize
Yeah, I
that.
wonder how Frankie, our boy Frankie Guicciardo's doing.
Yeah, he's probably doing, dude. He's probably.
Mhm.
Um, but one final thing, I kind of wanted to touch. I won't dive too much into the goaltending coach thing, because I mean, yeah, the like Montembeau had a great year last year, and then plays like donkey this year. Goes down to Laval. Fowler comes up, and Fowler has good games, and then all of a sudden Dobish isn't playing well. So now we're and then Montembeau's playing better in Laval, so then he comes back up. So now we're in a 3-man goalie rotation that I don't like. I don't like it. I don't like it. But um, yeah. Um, yeah. I'll move forward with one final thing. As there are now only 2 teams unbeaten in college basketball,
Yeah.
being the Arizona Wildcats, who are the number one ranked team in the country, and being Miami of Ohio, the
Not the
Redbirds,
U,
the Redbirds.
the Miami of Ohio.
I think they're the
I actually
Redbirds.
don't know what their team name is. And
Red
they've won
Hawks,
their
Red
last
Hawks, Red Hawks. That's what it is.
the Miami of Ohio Red Hawks. And hasn't been easy for them. You look at their last 3 games. They beat UMass by 2. Their 2 games prior to that were
Oh,
both in overtime against Kent State and Buffalo.
yeah, dude, those games were nuts, and they were both like sent to overtime as they were trailing, and they hit buzzer beaters.
Yep. They beat your Akron Zips by 3.
Yeah, that was a load of baloney.
They only beat UNC Asheville by 3 in overtime. So like they're not blowing teams out, and they're not necessarily
They're squeaking through.
stacking up an insane amount of quad 1 wins or anything, but they're undefeated.
Well, they're not gonna stack up quad one wins in conference play.
No, they're not going to stack up quad 1 wins in general. But I just mean they're not
What was their
they're not
schedule?
having these, great wins that'll get people riled up. But they're finding ways to win tight games
Who'd they
against
play?
teams that are, fairly evenly matched up with them.
Yeah, they haven't played anybody, dude.
Yeah. I mean, they're the lone loss on Akron's record.
Yeah.
Kent State has only lost 2. One of those, obviously, like I
Well, no,
mentioned, being in
Akron's
Miami.
got. I mean, they're the one conference loss on Akron's record. Conference or
Well, I'm
Akron
not. Yeah,
also
I'm
also
looking at
lost to
conference record. I
Purdue.
don't care about. I don't care about overall record. Overall record doesn't matter. When you're talking about, all right, they're undefeated, they're 21-0. Like, I get it. But I just looking at the standings. I'm just looking at conference record because that's all that really matters at this point in the season.
But we also didn't mention what happened. Nebraska lost to
No, we didn't. We
Michigan.
just mentioned that loss.
Nebraska lost to Michigan, and their 24 game win streak comes to an end.
Very unfortunate. I've liked watching this Nebraska team.
Yeah, but
I
I've
know
also liked watching this Michigan team. I never thought this Michigan team was gonna lose,
that is true. I mean, people were talking about this Michigan team like they were going to be the best team of all time,
and then they
which they
lost.
are very good. But um, yeah, who did they lose to? Remind me.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Yep, that's who it was. Anywho, yeah, sometimes a team like Nebraska finding new success, they're not a team that you expect to win the Big Ten every year in college basketball. So I think that they needed a loss like this against a really good Michigan team to remind them, like, hey, we haven't won the Big Ten yet. We haven't made March Madness yet. We haven't accomplished anything yet. We're having a great season. But in the grand scheme of things, we have not accomplished a damn thing. So it might be that kick in the butt, that reminder that they needed to just get back on the horse and get back to work. And, you're probably going to see Michigan again in the Big Ten, tournament, maybe in March Madness, whenever. You got to be ready for them next time.
Yeah, I agree. They already basically locked themselves into March Madness, so it's like, I mean, yeah, like if you, I don't know, if you're top 8 in the SEC or the Big Ten by halfway through the season, you're going to March Madness. So they could lose out, dude. They're going still.
Well, lose out, I don't know about that, but yeah, you're right. And especially just looking ahead at their schedule, they play a lot of tough matchups coming up. I mean, obviously they have Illinois on Sunday. They play Purdue next month. Either way, yeah, you're right. They're good. They'll make March Madness, but you need losses like this to just remind you you're not invincible. When's the last time we've ever seen a team go undefeated throughout the entire college basketball season? We've seen teams go undefeated and then into March Madness. We saw Kentucky do it in 2014, and then they lose. It doesn't matter how many games you win in the regular season. You got to make March Madness, and that's when games start to matter.
The last men's team to enter March Madness undefeated was Gonzaga in 2021.
Right. Right. That was with Jalen Suggs and Chet Holmgren. And they
Mm.
lost in what, the Final Four that year? Elite Eight?
Yes.
I think it was off the buzzer beater by UCLA, too. I think
Last
that's
to
how they.
finish undefeated and win the national championship. You want to know who it was, Vinny? In
Who was it?
1976.
76. That's too early to be Duke. Is it Indiana?
Yeah.
Who? Hoosiers.
Hoosiers.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not surprised Indiana would be. Um,
I think Charleston went undefeated a couple years ago, and into March Madness, and then lost obviously because they're not a Power Four team. But
yeah.
I think they went undefeated. I
Bob
can't
Knight,
remember.
that was the coach of Indiana. Yeah.
Teams to enter March Madness undefeated. Yes, I know Gonzaga was the last one. Thank you.
Oh, I want to see if I
Oh
have.
yeah, Kentucky did it in 09-10. They lost
Oh,
to.
Gonzaga lost
Oh
to.
no, Kentucky didn't do it in 2009, 2010.
Oh, I'm wrong. Gonzaga lost to Baylor in the championship that year that they had started out undefeated. I remember that now.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, no, this Kentucky didn't start. You talking about the 09-10 Kentucky team, right?
Yeah, that went undefeated until March Madness.
No, it wasn't until March Madness.
What was it? The SEC tournament?
Suffered first loss in their 20th game.
No, that can't be who I'm thinking of
Suffered
then.
first loss to South Carolina, 68-62 on the road on January 26, 2010.
There has to be another one that
The team with
was
John Wall
undefeated.
and DeMarcus Cousins. That team?
No, I thought it was when Cat was in school, but maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe there's another one. Hold on. Doing some investigative journalism. Oh, Kentucky. Yeah. 2014-15.
I thought it was around then.
Yeah, I remember this because they lost to Wisconsin in the Final Four.
Yeah.
I remember that game. I was watching it. Oh, where was I? I was watching it in someone's basement.
Yeah, Frank Kaminsky, Frank the Tank.
Yeah. John Calipari's Wildcats.
Yeah,
They
that
started.
wow, I forgot this was when uh Cal was still there.
Wichita State went undefeated into the tournament.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
They
in
were
thirteen
they were they,
fourteen,
they were all right.
and they lost in the
It's
round.
crazy looking
They
at these
lost in the round of
old
32 to Kentucky, who ended up going on to win the national championship. So, and they
it's
lost
crazy
by
looking at
2.
some of these old college basketball teams and seeing like Sam Decker had
Yeah.
16 points in this win over Kentucky. Frank Kaminsky had 20 and 11. Willie Cauley-Stein was starting for Kentucky with Devin Booker, Tyler Eulis on the bench. It's just it's just insane looking at some of these old rosters and thinking how they ended up with their careers. But either way, I'm hyped for March Madness. I
Fact.
know we're a month away, but ooh, buddy, I can't wait.
Yeah, they lost to Baylor in the Natty after being 31-0.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, crazy stuff. But
Yeah, wild time, brother.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean the last 3 seasons, the best undefeated start over the last 3 seasons has been 15-0.
Damn. Well,
And right now we're at I think
was Arizona 20 and 0, 21 and 0?
Nebraska was 24-0. Miami is 21 and
Nebraska.
0. And what's
Oh,
Arizona?
Nebraska was 20 and 0. I thought.
Maybe they're 20-0.
Yeah, they're 20 and 1. Yeah, they're 20 and 1 now.
Arizona's 21-0. Wait, what was Nebraska? Sorry.
Nebraska's 20 and 1.
Oh, I don't know. I was looking at the article and it says their
I
24
think because
game
they didn't
win
make
streak.
Yeah, how would they have a 24-game win streak? They had to have lost to end their season last year. Or did they win? Did they win the NIT? Is that what it was? Because how else would they have finished the season on a win and then come into this season? Um,
Who won the NIT? Were they even in the NIT?
no, Chattanooga won the NIT
Yeah.
over UC Irvine. I don't know. I don't know how that makes sense. But either way, Nebraska will get back to the drawing board. And we'll get back to
Maybe they
doing what
just
we do.
ended their season. Like, maybe they didn't play in the Big Ten tournament.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't really remember much of last year's Nebraska team,
Yeah,
but
I'm low key forgetting, dude. um,
either way, college basketball. You never know what's gonna happen. Never know what's gonna happen.
oh,
Just like you never know.
Last year they went 7-13 in conference, 21-14 overall. But yeah, they finished. Let's see, games. This is this year. Yeah, I think they just ended with. Wait, no, this is this year. Oh, they played in the college basketball crown.
What is that?
I couldn't tell
What?
you. Could not tell you.
Well, you know what? It's still a great start to the season for them. So I'm sure they'll keep the momentum going. Um,
The
we'll be
college
following them
basketball
along the whole
crown is a
way.
16-team men's postseason basketball tournament that was launched last season.
Gotcha. So they won that, and that's where
Yeah,
the 24 game.
yeah.
There you go. There's our answer.
The more you know.
Uh, the more you know, and the more we love to know, the more we love to talk about. I don't know where I was going with that, but
I was getting a good
I
little
digress.
stretching.
While Bruce stretches, I hope you guys have enjoyed listening to our banter and our back and forth, our takes, whatever you want to call this. We hope you enjoyed watching, listening. Where you know where to find us every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday morning, 11 a.m. Podcast premieres on YouTube, uploaded to Spotify shortly after. Check out the regular fan show on Instagram and TikTok for all the latest clips from the podcast. Make sure you guys check out Locker Room SM. You see the hat Bruce is wearing. Go get yourself some Locker Room Sports Media merch
Not
at
yet.
Locker Room
Not
Sports
yet.
Media. Oh, it's not up yet, but
Yeah, it
it
hasn't
is. It
dropped
is
yet.
going to be up.
Yeah.
You get a sneak peek at the merch that's going to be dropping soon, right there on Bruce's head. We'll let you know when that's live on lockerroomsportsmedia.com. But in the meantime, make sure you follow Locker Room SM on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube for our daily, breaking news, our daily takes, our daily memes, clips, highlights, everything you can think of. And while you're at it, if you're an energy powder individual, you need it for the gym, you need it for gaming, to get through the day at work, W.GG, they got you. We got you with a code RFS to get 10% off. Just type in RFS at checkout, save 10% on your energy powder. And for all my sports bettors out there, we're powered by Pickett. So if you're tired of having to
The
go
locker
between,
room is.
well, yes, in what's the word?
Retrospect.
What's the word? In yeah, um, in association with the locker room, we're powered by Pickett. So if you're tired of finding, having to go from one betting app to another, to a third, to a fourth to try to track all your bets, whether or not you're winning, whether or not you're going to lose, whether you need to cash out, Pickett has it all in one central location for you. Download the Pickett app. You want to get Pickett Pro, use code Locker Room, and we'll get you set up with Pickett Pro. Handle all of your betting in one central location. For
Oh
Bruce
yeah.
Juno and Vinny Fredericks, hope you guys enjoyed the regular fan show hosted by fans for fans. Like I said, we'll be back at it tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. and then be on the lookout for more news over the weekend on all of our socials.
Take care, everybody.
Peace.